All right, everybody, welcome back to Vuln Vibes, ready for another deep dive.
Absolutely.
Today, we're looking at this critical Outlook flaw that's under active attack right now.
Yeah.
Pretty scary stuff, and I know you guys all follow this stuff really closely, so we're going to skip all this, entry-level stuff. We're just going to jump right into the meat of it and talk about, the real implications here and the trends we're seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine this. You're, sipping your coffee in the morning, you open an email,
Oh, yeah.
and bam, your whole system's toast.
Yeah. That's
Not good.
that's the nightmare scenario.
It is a nightmare scenario, and that's what we're dealing with this vulnerability. So to break it all down and help us understand all of this, we've got our vulnerability expert here.
I think we hit.
And they're going to walk us through all the details. So CVE 2024-21413, we're looking at a CVSS score of 9.8.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's about as high as it gets.
as high as it gets.
Remote code execution. Just by opening a specially crafted email, this is the big leagues, folks.
Absolutely. This is nasty.
Yeah.
And one of the things that makes it really scary is just how many systems it affects.
I was going to say, that's a lot of targets.
I mean, you've got Office 2016, 2019, LTSC 2021, Microsoft 365 apps. I mean, if you're using Outlook, chances are you're vulnerable.
So let's get into the technical weeds here a little bit and talk about this moniker link exploit. I mean, how does this thing, manage to get past protected view?
So protected view is supposed to be that first line of defense, right?
Right.
It stops you from opening those malicious files.
Right.
But this exploit, it's pretty clever. It uses file.protocol links.
Okay.
Now, these links, they act like pathways within your system. They point to, specific files or locations. And what this exploit does is it adds a little detour sign, you could say, an exclamation mark.
Oh, really?
After the file extension and the link in this, it basically tricks Outlook into taking a different route.
Interesting.
Bypassing all those protected view checkpoints.
It's like a little backdoor.
It basically opens the malicious file in full edit mode.
So an exclamation mark is all it takes?
All it takes.
To turn a security feature into a vulnerability.
It's a pretty simple trick, but it's effective.
I mean,
yeah,
it makes you wonder, how solid some of these systems are.
It does highlight the fragility of these systems, right? Because once protective view is out of the picture, malicious code can do whatever it wants. It can pull in, remote resources, no warning pop-ups, no suspicious activity flags.
So it's just a silent takeover.
Pretty much.
That's pretty frightening.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, the worst case scenario here.
Okay.
This exploit lands successfully. What kind of damage are we looking at?
Well, I mean, it's not good. You could be looking at NTLM credentials being stolen, ransomware deployment, ultimately complete control over the victim's machine.
I mean, that's like the keys to the kingdom.
It is, and you can imagine what an attacker could do with that kind of access.
It's
sensitive data network resources, lateral movements.
Yeah, not good.
Not a good situation.
And to make matters worse, this isn't a brand new exploit.
That's right.
The folks over at Checkpoint, they think this stems from a long-standing issue.
Yeah. Seems like it's been lurking under the surface for a while.
Within the Windows COM ecosystem.
Yeah, those core COM APIs.
So, I mean, what else could be out there?
That's a good question, and it's a little unsettling, isn't it?
It is so. What can we do about this? I know CISA has stepped in.
They've issued an emergency directive mandating that all U.S. federal agencies patch by February 27th.
Okay, and that's good.
Yeah, it's a good first step.
I mean, you and I, we follow this stuff closely.
Right.
But the average user...
Most people aren't even aware of the risks.
I mean...
They just open their email without thinking twice.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really on us to educate people.
It is.
And...
spread awareness. Absolutely.
And this whole situation...
Yeah.
...has been kind of a whirlwind.
Yeah, it's been.
Microsoft initially denied...
Yeah.
...that this was being actively exploited.
They did, yeah.
But then reports started to surface. POC code appeared on GitHub. And here we are.
Here we are.
I mean, it really shows you
it really does.
how quickly things can change.
Yeah, the threat landscape is constantly evolving. And that POC on GitHub, that's a game changer.
Because now anybody can use it.
It makes it so much easier for less sophisticated attackers.
Right. So
it's a race against time.
So the message is clear.
Patch now.
Patch now.
Patch often.
No excuses.
No excuses.
But this whole situation raises a bigger question for me.
Okay.
If something as simple as an exclamation mark can get around a core security feature, like Protected view.
Right.
What else is out there?
You got it.
What other vulnerabilities might be hiding?
I mean, that's the challenge, isn't it?
It is.
We build defenses. Attackers find ways to break them.
Yeah.
It's a constant arms race.
So we got to be thinking about layered security.
Absolutely.
Continuous monitoring. Sure. Assume that there's always another vulnerability.
Right.
Right around the corner.
Always be prepared.
Always be prepared.
Yep.
So before we wrap up, let's just recap. CVE 2024-21413 is a serious threat.
It is.
The time to act is now. Patch your systems.
Patch those.
Tell your friends, your family, your colleagues.
Spread the word.
Anyone who uses Outlook, let's work together and mitigate this risk.
We can do this.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
Stay safe out there. Keep those systems patched. And remember, in cybersecurity, paranoia is just good planning.
That's right.